Hello guys, welcome to Biochem Today I am going to teach you nomenclature of basic component. So one request for you guys, please subscribe my channel. Now let's start. Nomenclature of basic component. So nomenclature of basic component in which here five different component, five different word root, primary suffix, secondary suffix. Now before the word root, primary prefix and secondary prefix. So five different terms we have to remember. Five different terms we have to remember. So at first, what is word root? So word root is the main basic component. Main is parent chain. Parent chain having how many carbon atom? So different compound having different number of the carbon atom in the parent chain. So now suppose number of carbon 1, so meth, number of carbon 2, eth, 3, prop, 4, but, 5, pent, 6, hex, 7, hept, 8, oct, 9, non, 10, dec, 11, number of carbon 11 in the parent chain, then undec, 12, dodec, 13, tridec, 14, tetradec, 15, pentadec, 16, hexadec, 17, heptadec, 18, octadec, and 19 nonadec, and C20 means number of carbon is 20, then ICOS. So at least we have to remember C1 to C10 is sufficient for the naming of organic compounds. So if the number of carbon in the parent chain different, so we have to follow this rule. Okay, if only one carbon, so meth, and serially increase the number of carbon, so terms also will be different. Okay, so these are the word roots. So word root means number of carbon atom which present in the parent compound, parent chain. Okay, now before the word root, so before the word root here four different terms. So now here primary, after means word root, after the word root here primary suffix. So primary suffix means compound is saturated or unsaturated. Saturated or unsaturated means the bond in between carbon and carbon. If single bond, then compound is said to be saturated. If the bond in between carbon and carbon, either double bond or triple bond, then compounds are said to be unsaturated. So unsaturated, here two different conditions, double bond and triple bond. If carbon carbon single bond, so primary suffix here, primary suffix after the word root, what is written? Ane. Ane is the primary suffix. Now carbon carbon double bond unsaturated, then En is the primary suffix. Or again carbon carbon triple bond, this is also unsaturated, so here Yn is the primary suffix. So this way we have to write the primary suffix. Only three types of primary suffix. This point also we have to remember during the nomenclature of organic compound. Okay, now after primary suffix, then second one is the secondary suffix. Two types of suffix, primary suffix and secondary suffix, both are written after the word root. So now secondary suffix means functional group. Okay, secondary suffix means functional group. So now class of compound here and functional group, and what term is written in the secondary suffix, you can see here. Number one, alcohol, ROH. So OH is the functional group, symbol of the alcohol OH, and the ol is the secondary. The term is what? Ol. Now second, aldehyde, RCHO. So CHO is the symbol of the functional group, ol is the secondary suffix. Okay. Ketone. Ketone, so here the class of compound RCOR. So CO is the symbol of functional group. So ON is the secondary suffix. ON, not one. ONE, ON. Number 4, carboxylic acid, RCOH. So COOH is the symbol of functional group. Oic acid. Number 5, acid amide, RCONS2. So CONS2 is the symbol of this amide, acid amide. Now O8, not OH, amide term is written, amide term. Now in case of ester, RCOOR, okay, RCOR, so both here are, so suppose R prime, this, so COO, so COO is the symbol of the ester, so term in the secondary suffix O8 is the secondary suffix is written. Now number 7, acid halide RCOX, X is the halogen. So if in case of X Cl present, then RCO Cl. If Br present, so RCO Br. So mostly CO Cl in the compound. So acid chloride. So acid chloride are COCl or COX. So if COX, oil halide. If COCl, then oil chloride. Now number 8, nitrile RCN, cyanide group. Nitrile. Nitrile is the class of compound. Then CN is the symbol of functional group. So here the nitrile term in the secondary suffix as a functional group. Now number 9, thiol RSH. So SS is the symbol of the thiol. Now here the thiol term is written. Number 10, amine RNS2. So NS2 is the symbol of a functional group of the amine. So now amine term is written. Number 10, acid anhydride RCOOR. So COOO, C bonding. So oic anhydride term can be written in the secondary suffix. So these are the class of compound and the symbol of the functional group, and then the term is written in the secondary suffix. Okay, so we have to follow, we have to remember these points during the nomenclature of organic compound. Okay, now prefix. So prefix, again here two different types of prefix, secondary prefix or primary prefix. So primary prefix in case of only carbocyclic compound, means compound is cyclic, then cyclotherm can be written in the primary prefix. So this is the special case, only in the case of the compound is cyclic, like the cyclohexane, cyclopropane, cyclobutane, this type of compound, the primary suffix here, the cyclotherm can be written only in the special cases, but mostly secondary suffix we have to remember. So secondary suffix, so only few functional group and some substituents like the alkyl group, mostly alkyl group, or some functional group only written in the secondary suffixes. So secondary prefix, not suffix, secondary prefix. So here the name of the substituent groups and secondary prefixes. Okay, so number 1, halide. If halogen present in the compound, so always written as a secondary prefix. So if in case of the halogen, suppose X is equal to what? Chlorine. So chlorine, then chloro term can be written. If bromine, bromo, fluorine, fluoro, iodine, iodo. So these term can be written in the secondary prefixes. Now number 2, NO2, nitro. So here the nitro term can be written. NO, so nitroso term. Here the N2, actually here the symbol is the N2. So formula this type of structure. So diazo term as a secondary prefix. Now OR means alkoxy group. So alkoxy group like the methoxy, ethoxy. Here this is the methoxy OCH3 OMe. Me means methyl. So here CH3. OC2H5 means ethoxy. So here the like what? Alkoxy, methoxy, ethoxy. Alkoxy, methoxy, ethoxy term can be written in the secondary prefixes. Other alkyl group, sometimes methyl, ethyl, propyl, butyl, different alkyl group may be present there. Then Me means methyl group, Et means ethyl, or CS2, CH3 means N-propyl. So here N-propyl term can be written as the secondary prefixes. Now number 7 is the isopropyl, CH3O2. So isopropyl term, CH3O3. So third butyl term can be written as a secondary prefixes. So this term also we have to remember during the nomenclature of the organic compound or the hydrocarbon. So very important. Okay, so we need more practice. Okay, so before nomenclature we have to remember these terms. Okay, now in case of polyfunctional compound, the compound having more than one functional group, then compounds are said to be polyfunctional compound. Okay, more than one or different functional group, more than one or different functional groups are present in the compound, then compounds are said to be polyfunctional compound. So in case of polyfunctional compound, here the functional groups are written sometime in the secondary prefixes or sometime in the secondary suffixes. So different terms we have to remember. Suppose alcohol group. So alcohol class of compound, the symbol is OS, but in the case of secondary prefix, hydroxy term can be written, but in case of secondary suffix, all term can be written. Okay, so this point we have to remember. During the nomenclature of polyfunctional compound, these terms is very important for you. Now, if your compound is the aldehyde, so CHO is the functional group, then in case of the secondary prefix, formyl term, formyl, and here all in the secondary suffix. Now, ketone, oxo or keto term can be written, but in case of the secondary suffix, here the one, O-N-E, own term can be written. Here nitrile, okay, CN, cyanide. Now here the cyano is a secondary prefix, here the nitrile term. Now carboxylic acid, oic acid, but here the carboxy term. Ester, COR, alkoxy carbonyl. Okay, in case of ester, COO, COR, so alkoxy carbonyl in the secondary prefix, but in the secondary suffix, here the OA term can be written. Now acid chloride, so acid chloride, carboxy chlorocarbonyl term can be written, but in case of the here the secondary suffix, oil chloride is written. Now amide, CONS2, so CONS2 carboxamide term in the secondary prefix, okay, and in the case of secondary suffix, amide term can be written. So secondary prefix after the word root, here the secondary prefix before the word root. So this formula you have to remember, and these terms also we have to remember before nomenclature of the organic compound. So nomenclature is very simple, but we need more practice. These terms you have to remember at first. Okay, so now this functional group in case of only polyfunctional compounds during the nomenclature of polyfunctional organic compounds. Okay, nomenclature of polyfunctional organic compounds. For if you remember this point, so very easy to write the name of the given organic compounds. Okay guys, I think this video will help you to study. Thanks for watching. So please like, subscribe and hit the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching this video.